Hi, it's Jeff, and today, on this episode of Deskies, I'm going to be talking about a subject that's a little more serious in tone, politics. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the difference between Democrats and Republicans, left, right, liberal, conservative. You know that. I have complete faith in my audience. I don't need to go into it. Now, I'm recording this video, and it's a couple days after the Iowa caucuses. Now, the results came in. Hillary Clinton won the Democratic caucus, and Ted Cruz won the Republican Iowa caucus. Now, this video has nothing to do with which candidate you like. Hillary Clinton, Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, Ben Carson, Jeb Bush, Mark Rubio. It doesn't matter. Okay, what this video is basically about is how we treat people with differing political views. And it's something I've noticed has become more of a problem these days. And I know there's always been like internet trolls, people that like to start shit, and they just like to cause trouble. But you know, I've dealt with people and they'll get very argumentative about an issue, even if you're very nice or polite. And sometimes they'll ask you, you know, what's your opinion, or why do you have a differing view? And then when you tell them, even if you're nice and respectful, they get upset. And there's no reason to. It doesn't really matter what political candidate you support. And this is the real reason. We pick our political candidates and the candidates we like because we feel that those candidates are the ones that are best for the country. We feel that they're the best for everyone else, that they're the best for us as well. And what upsets us sometimes, and what we really have to think about and acknowledge, is that sometimes people's personal experience comes to play, and their candidate may not necessarily be your candidate, because your candidate may not be what's best for them, or what they think is best for the country, what they think is best for the ones they love and care about. And it's hard too, because sometimes when somebody picks a different candidate, you know, if you care about the person, you respect them, you love them, you know, it almost feels like you're getting stabbed in the back because they don't share your values. And that's not necessarily true. In a very real way, anyone who's engaged in politics or who loves politics, you know, they very much love the country and they very much want what's best for it. And regardless of if their opinions are right or wrong, and that is very debatable, you know, they ultimately pick candidates based on who they think is best. Now, basically, what we view as who's best is based on, a lot of it's based on opinion. It's based sometimes on fact, a lot of times it's based on crap. Because a lot of us don't necessarily do the research. And a lot of times the media is both liberal and conservative. They feed us things. Sometimes there's hints of truth in there. Sometimes there's outright lies. And sometimes it's even hard to really shift through all the crap. On both sides of the spectrum. Both left, right wings. So, we do our best. We do our best to do the research for the most part. We do our best to figure out which candidate we feel will be a good commander-in-chief. So, the ultimate thing is, we're all essentially doing the same thing. We're all picking the candidate we feel is best. So there's really no reason for name-calling, no reason to be mad at somebody because they have a candidate that differs from your candidate. My best friends, most of them are on the other side of the political spectrum than I am. they don't see eye to eye with me. Occasionally we'll even respectfully clash, and I've had times where I just sit back and I don't understand how they could have the views they have. And sometimes I'm looking around and I'm thinking, it's just so idiotic why they would think that. But ultimately, part of it's based on personal experience. Sometimes, even if someone's spoiled and that's the reason they think a certain way, they can't help that either. If they were spoiled as a kid, they grew up that way. They see the world that way. You know, sometimes if you've had it tougher and you've had to fight for things more, you know how difficult it is. So sometimes your candidate might reflect wanting something to be less of a struggle, while someone else may not know how difficult that struggle is. So life experience really can change things up, and it's really hard for us to grasp, you know, different ends of that spectrum. You know, I grew up in a city. It tends to be pretty liberal. I moved out to the country in a more affluent area. It tended to be more conservative. I kind of got to see both sides. And my mom, for instance, she grew up in the South, very conservative family. My dad was more of a liberal family. So I got to hear and see both sides of the political debates. So in that respect, I think I grew a lot of insight, and it also helped me deal with things, I think, better. And I think I could teach a little something to people right now, as somebody who's dealt with living in a family in areas where my political standing doesn't necessarily mesh with theirs. You have to have a sense of humor. You have to be able to look and shrug something off, for instance. You can't let something bother you. If someone disagrees with you, if someone disagrees with your political viewpoints, let it go. Just let it go. It's not that important. And even if they don't like your candidate, what really matters is that you go out and vote for your candidate. Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Libertarian Party, Tea Party, Frat Party, whatever party. You just go out there and vote for who you want. That's what really matters. Really, we're not here to debate the issues. The candidates are. Don't let it divide your friendships. Don't let it divide your family. Let it go. If someone can't be the bigger person, have a sense of humor about it. Laugh it off later. Joke to somebody who agrees with your philosophy. It doesn't matter. Don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it ruin your friends. Don't let it ruin your family. So, on the eve of the Iowa caucuses, and a lot of political jargon that's going to be going on lately, I can just leave you with that message, and I hope you adhere to it. You all have a good day. Take care. Thank you. Bye.